Hi, everybody. Welcome to Actual Play. For those of you joining us in I guess I'm closer to the West Coast, so I'm going to go with the wee early hours of the morning. Thank you. I'm excited to have everyone here. I know that everybody was expecting Epi, perhaps as per announcement, but I will be stepping in as Winter today. And along with me, I've got a whole crew of really, really lovely people. So rather than just talking a whole bunch, I'm gonna let them be awesome and introduce themselves and tell us what they're excited about amongst Wolfie things. So, Naja, do you want to take it away?
I'm Naja Otikor. Those from the internet might know me as Trista Ray. My pronouns are she, her. And primarily these days, I'm tweeting about being Black in February on my Twitter. I am excited to eat something as a wolf um, because that's the one of the aspects I have not yet had a chance to try in Wolfspell. It's just being super aggro, but still, of course, fitting within the framework of everybody else, making sure everyone else is having fun, et cetera, et cetera. Ken, what about you?
Hello, everyone. I'm Ken Davidson at kdavidson925 on the Twitters. Um, as far as what I'm excited for wolfing, I'm kind of just going with the flow. I don't really have an idea yet, and I'm pretty excited about that. As far as what I'm doing, I'm working on a LARP. It's a hashtag Flirt Squad LARP, and gotta get the pause right. And I'm excited about putting that into playtest soon, and we'll release it pretty soon. And I'm passing to someone. I'm passing to Kira.
It's
Kira, what
me.
you got going?
Thanks for passing effectively, my fellow lesbian snake. I am Kira McGran. My pronouns are she, they. I'm a queer cyborg game designer in Columbus, Ohio. It is a beautiful windy day here, weirdly, today. And that makes me think of running through the wind with the wind in my fur as a morning wolf. And Andy.
Ooh, me. Hello, good morning, everybody. I have a whole bunch of false cheer for you as I am cold, but it is light outside now. My name's Andy. My pronouns are she and they. In the world of wolves, I have been thinking a lot about the pleasure of like denning up. I didn't expect that to be the thing, but I'm like thinking about like the coziness. Apparently, this is all the lesbian snake biz going down, which sign me up. So that being said, Strash, what you got?
Hey, once again, I'm Strash. You've probably seen me on this channel, although for specifically Wolfspell, I've been hiding behind the scenes doing production. So this is actually a chance for me to play, even though I'm running. That's a form of playing. Uh, my pronouns are he, him, and I'm excited to kick this off. So since we have folks that haven't played this before or played this in a while, I'm just going to go through and teach the rules as we go. And so I do one thing slightly differently than Epi, and we're going to talk about that right now, which is to say, I actually ask the players to choose the wolf spell first. And the reason I do that is because your characters are flavored a little bit by the kind of spell that's coming. And unlike Epi, I do not have access to Kickstarter only materials, so we're going to have a few fewer choices of the different spells. Is that okay with everyone?
Yes,
It's gonna be all right. We're gonna work
I
it out.
believe.
Sounds good.
Brad.
Let me set up my voice here. All right. So cool. Let me read from the possible list of spells, and then everyone just tell me which ones you're excited by. All of them are good, so anything that folks are feeling, we're gonna run with. So the spells are as follows. The first one is: from generations long past, this curse has been upon you and your kin. This very night you shall lope out as the children of Fenris and drive a rival clan from the Vale. So it's kind of a wolf war story, I guess. The second one is: the task before you is not one suited for civilized or for the civilized. So you turn to the dark magics and shift your flesh into a form more suitable. Um, the third one is: the augurs dictate that only Fang and Claw will rend your destiny. You will be reborn as a beast to fulfill the prophecy. So there's something that can't be killed except by wolves. Or at least not humans, maybe. The next one is: Relics of an ancient cult plundered from an old queen's tomb carry with them a savage curse that can only be cleansed in distant holy fires. And that's it, I think. Actually, those are the ones that I have. They're the ones in the core book, which came out, as Kira pointed out, 6 years ago. So,
what the shit?
Are you folks excited about any of those? Do you want to be carrying cursed relics that have changed you? Do you want to be fighting some rival clans? What is everyone feeling?
I feel like in order to be the most violent for Trist's eating people goal, it'd be fighting a rival clan.
Yeah, I mean, that works for me. Although I could find violence literally anywhere. I'm really good at that. Don't let me limit you.
I promise anything you pick, we can make the violences happen.
Yeah, they're all good then. I was just thinking about you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, tribal sounds rad. The cursed relic sounded pretty rad too.
Yeah.
All sound super cool. What do you think, Andy?
There were too many for me to remember them. They all sound great. I can't find them in the PDF I'm trying to look through. So
it'll be on page 13 in the bottom right hand corner, the Andy.
Thank you.
Here.
So rivals or curses, cursed objects. I like cursed objects too.
I'm feeling rivals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm in a level with you. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14, and there's this whole like rival clan situation going on, and that's very much in my brain right now because I'm addicted.
Sounds rad.
Awesome.
All right. So let's talk about a little bit about these rivals. So clearly, the only thing that the setting prescribes is that there is a veil. So you folks both live in this veil, and there's going to be a battle for it.
I'm sorry, I don't have this text. Do we mean veil or like?
No, as in like a landmass that is in between two big mountains.
Oh.
A V-A-L-E, a veil.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's all I
English fails you.
Yes. No, it's a good question. It's fine.
Yeah, thank you.
The question I have is, it says rivals, but it leaves everything else vague. Are you rivals like because you're fighting over food resources? Are you rivals because you are fighting over religious values? Like maybe it's two cults that are having at it. Just one cult has like super wolves. Like what's the jam here? Why are you folks kind of stepping on each other's toes?
Are we rival gangs? No.
I mean, at the end of the day, yes.
Yeah.
Ultimately, who isn't? I ask. I like the idea of, and anybody that's played Final Fantasy, I'm not original. All right.
You don't have to be.
We already came in with that knowledge, but I like the idea of the Aura in Final Fantasy 14 who have this clan structure, and every like set period of time, all of the clans fight each other to see who's going to lead their people.
It's a championship.
Right.
Yeah. It's a little Black Panther too.
Yeah. And then everybody like runs across the veil and like starts beating each other up.
Okay.
But it's an MMO, so it's like super boring, but this will not be boring.
So we're like gonna be on both sides and then like run across and just beat the crap out of each other?
I mean, it could be a tournament of some sort, which is fine. It could be a sneaky tournament that involves wandering around and sort of like doing stuff. It's a very popular concept. I've seen it.
I like that, plus like a purge kind of idea where it's like now's the time where we fight each other, and everybody knows the day, but nobody talks about it. We just like, okay, if you leave your house, you might get jacked up today because today is the fighting day.
I love it.
I'm super aggro this morning.
I'm so
for real.
about this.
I love it.
Delightful. I really appreciate I keep thinking about how you can get like jumped in some ways, and that I wonder how much of this is about style points and like it being what is it called when you show off like a match that is more about an exhibition match, like which I'm not to suggest that it's bloodless, but that well, you can make it as you can escalate as far as you want, which is a version of style points.
Because you can always put like some sort of word or mark, or I do not want to participate on your house. And then if you're in your house, you're safe, but if you're outside, you're fair game.
Mm-hmm. Or it could be like Hunger Games, where it's like a magical dome that we're in, and there's like rules that we have to follow, and like our elders throw enemies at us or something to
I am in.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna have Hunger Games today for the entertainment of the people. My goal is to yell, "Are you not entertained?" at the end of this game.
Sorry.
Only once, huh?
Only once.
Okay.
All right. So let's design our wolves now, right? So before we can design our wolves, we're gonna design our people. So everyone's gonna pick a trait that is true about them before they shapeshift. So I'm just gonna read them again. This is on page 13. You can choose one trait, but because of how we're playing, with how many people we're playing, you can actually choose 2 traits, and it's okay. And this determines when you can bring more. This is an optional power that you can activate at any time, as long as you're fitting sort of the criteria. You're going to be able to like add blood to one of your dice, which we'll talk about the mechanics in a second. So just focus on the fiction here, and the fiction is 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 options. The first one is: many have tested my sword arm and now wait to meet vengeance upon me in the afterlife. So you're some sort of badass warrior. I am witness to stranger worlds than most. The arcane and preternatural are for me as wolves and weather are to the farmer. So this is spooky / magic wolf. I am at home when I sleep roofless and hunt my fare far from civilization. So even as a human, you're kind of a ranger / mountain person, forest person, whatever. I am most alive in the houses, halls, and alleyways of humanity. So this is the city wolf, so to speak. And the final one is no one ever truly knows where I stand and who I keep at dagger point. This is a little bit of a roguish / thiefy wolf. So do any of those speak to any one of you?
I can work with any of those.
Where is this in the doc? Is this on the
Page 13 on the left. It's under a section labeled the pack.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the urban style one. I'm most alive in the houses, halls, and alleyways of humanity. That kind of
Sounds
tracks
good.
with something I got in my head.
Yeah.
I think the easiest thing for me to do would be to take sword arm.
Yeah.
But also I have ideas for everything. So
let me ask Kira and Andy, do any of these speak to you folks?
I want to be a spooky wolf.
I love it.
Unless Andy wants to really bad.
I was thinking about it, but I was also like, I wonder if Kira would want to be a spooky wolf.
I'm actually very flexible. I could do any of them. So if you
Be a spoopy wolf and I'll figure it out from there. Great. There's one down.
I could also be the roofless wolf.
I'll be the ruthless wolf.
okay. And I'm sword arm wolf.
Which means that we have one last wolf type remaining, which is backstab wolf. And the question that I have is, are we okay leaving it on the table, or does anybody want to add that to their sort of like purvey? Like you can be a bloody wolf who's also a backstab wolf, and that's okay.
Whoa.
I think I'm very straightforward, so that doesn't fit for me.
I feel like backstabby is very good for our scenario, though, if it's Hunger Games.
It's okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to have it, but maybe.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it for me, for my character concept that I have in my head.
All right. Well, if nobody's jumping on it, we can just
pass.
we can let it go, and it's totally okay. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one cycle, and we're going to ask some leading questions of each other. So remember that we're kind of in the 80s interpretation of sword and sorcery here, I guess. So like let's ask each other about these characters that we've developed. So I'm going to kick it off, and I'm gonna throw a question to someone, and I'm going to, for example, ask Nadia, who has played before and has a very strong character concept. I'm gonna say, Nadia, have you ever survived? Let's call this the alignment before.
This will be my first time participating in the alignment, and I'm super gung ho about it. And I have run over so many people to get this opportunity.
Super quick, are you young? Have you not participated? Like, how often does this happen? Is it like every 100 years, or is it like every 20 years and you just were like a total kid before this, but you've been training while everybody else?
I want to say it's like 20 years. And it had just happened when I was born, and everybody was talking about it, and they're like, we'll get them next time. And now it's next time. And I am the one who's been designated to get them.
Cool. Is it okay? Is it okay if this event happens like under a specific celestial alignment, like when the stars are right and there's an eclipse or whatever?
Yeah.
Heck
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So now, Nadja, feel free to ask any of the other players a leading question about their character.
Kira,
Yes.
in what ways has your like spookiness prepared you for this celestial alignment? Like, what do you know about this event?
Let me look at my spooky description again. I'm witness to stranger worlds than most. The arcane and preternatural are to me as wolves, and weather are to the firmer. Well, it's a blood moon tonight.
Obviously.
And last night I had a dream that all of us in particular, me and all of my friends / pack, I don't know who you are, were drenched in the blood of the moon. And all of us looked very sad. And in the distance, we could see nothing but darkness and one bright star, or two bright stars that stared at us as though they were eyes. That's it.
Okay. I fight the ice.
me too. I don't know.
You'll get a chance, Nadja. I'm making notes.
Fight ice.
Super blood wolf moon.
Yeah.
We've arrived.
And then Kira, you ask a question.
Oh right, I have to ask your question. Sorry. I forget who both of y'all are playing. You're the city wolf and the mountain wolf, right?
Feral Wilds wolf. It can be anything.
Andy, why has your character returned for this event? Because you've been out in the wilderness and now you finally returned to us for this specific event.
I think that in the process of being out and in the wild by preference, there was a bunch of evidence of like imbalance and like over like saturation population wise. So my character is like keen to participate to set that to rights. And is also probably I think also secretly under that is bored and lonely. Yeah, I should remember that.
A plus.
Heck yeah.
A plus bored lonely motivations.
There's too many of you, but also I'm lonely.
Correct. Gosh, okay. Ken, you are a delightful city wolf in some fashion or another. What are some delightful leading questions about city wolves? Y'all, I might need help.
That's okay. One of the rules of this game is, of course, that you can always ask for help, and we're always obliged to do so.
What is the city wolf description?
Where did that go?
I will read it again. It is, I am most alive in the houses, halls, and alleyways of humanity.
Something human motivated instead of wolf motivated.
Right.
What do you know about our current leader, and why do you hate them?
Yeah,
there we go. Gorgeous. Thank you, Nadja.
Wow. Okay.
I'm very aggro. Everything is aggro.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's rad. Okay. That's not something I even was thinking about. That's rad. Okay. I think that I know that our current leader is well, I think something Naja established in the beginning was that we lost the last alignment. And I think this current leader is the same leader that was in charge last time. And I blamed them for our loss last time because they maybe something tactical. There was like some blundering, like tactical mistake. I don't know what that is or what that could be, but something to that effect of like, just didn't have a smart way to handle this fight. And something to kind of lead in a little bit more. I don't know how much we're defining the character, but something I'm really interested in is playing as a human, playing a woman who kind of lived through the first part of her life already and has like had, got married, had kids, the kids have grown up. And so it's a little bit older, maybe early 50s, late 40s, something like that, and has kind of like gone through all that and then now is going into adventure. And so family drama is always good. So I think one of my children was killed in the last alignment or something like that. And yeah, so this new leader or this leader is a jerk face because of that reason. Do I pass the question to somebody or?
No, actually, we're good.
Okay, cool.
I think that's a good round of questions. I think we have a slightly better understanding of all of the people before you shed your human skin. So let me jump in a little bit. I'm just going to describe some stuff, and I want all of you. I want to invite all of you to feel free to contribute details or say no, that's not what I want. But I think that when the alignment comes, the the moon clearly. Well, how many moons do we have in the sky? If this is Sword and Sorcery, we want like 2 moons. Is that cool?
2.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
Andy says 3.
Three.
like
I love it.
Yeah, love
so
it.
there's a moment where all the moons like overlap each other. That's what they call the alignment. And when they do, the different mountaintops, there's like a I don't know, like magic rock somewhere on each mountaintop, which designates the outside perimeter of the area that the alignment happens in. They glow. So all of the folks that are part of this, like you folks know that you're going to be the representatives for your particular group. And so if you're standing by the rock when this happens and you touch it, you'll change. So why don't you what task, quest, or deed did you have to do in order to earn your position as the people that are going to be transformed here? What's the requirement? Were you picked by lots? Did a mark appear on you like glowing? Like how do you know that you are the people that are supposed to be representing your particular group?
I had to go on a vision quest.
Okay. Is this like you sat in a? Are you like a priest or a mystic of some sort? And
I'm a what's it called when you're an apprentice to the magic user person? Yeah, I don't know, sorceress.
I like it.
Nice.
Is this all of us or just me? Each of us? Because I just started doing my story.
You know what? No, that's fine. All of you. Just tell us the story. How did you learn about everyone that's supposed to go on this quest? Because clearly you showed up with a list of names or descriptions. Like, so how did it come to you?
So I had to go on a vision quest, and it was for three days and 3 nights. I need to sit in a dark cave alone, covered in like, I don't know, something the pelts of creatures that my group had hunted, and each of them came to me in the vision quest, the ghosts of these creatures, and they told me who would be fighting for our group. I don't know, is it a tribe or I don't know what we are.
Yeah, are we joined by geography or ideology, right?
I think geology, but that forces an ideological alignment and we don't realize it.
Love it.
Yeah, that's rad.
Cool.
That's how that
All right, sounds great. So yeah, I think so what is the anyone feel free to jump in. What does it look like when you folks shapeshift? Is this just touching a stone and then the transformation comes upon you? Do you go one at a time? Is it if all of you are gathered around the
Can we
stone,
all
does it
be
happen
in
at once?
Kira's cave?
Yeah.
Where did you all go on the vision quest? We all went together.
I have an imagining that rather like I feel like you fetched up critical information and then sought people out who had to then like show up, like either like show up at said mountaintop and like there's a journey back to the cave. Like I don't like I am imagining there's some version of these magic like this like attuning with these stones that are on mountaintops, but that we end up in your cave and like writhing in pain on the floor.
I can
Maybe
dig
that's
it.
just me.
Yeah.
Actually, Andy, fun fact, I now
Hmm.
have to ask everyone a question, and you have just given me my first question. I will ask your character, which
Mhm.
is, as you are shifting, what is the most painful thing about the shifting?
Oh no. I think that in the same way that it's this multi-sensory array, not just your body changing like drastically and feeling like your bones and tendons and muscles like reform, and being wholly present for that. There's like that being painful, but there's also this like abrupt like shift in your sensory array and your ability to take in like scent and sound, and those are being just like deeply overwhelming initially, and that's like the world suddenly is frightening even in this I don't know, Kira, how is your cave? Is it a safe feeling place?
No, it's very dangerous. Also, I'm not sure if Vision Quest is like appropriative language. I don't know if that's Native American to say. So we use different words instead of Vision Quest. That's my bad.
Cool.
But some kind of spiritual, we take
Journey.
drugs and we are in the darkness. And
Oh, your cave is the veil with the VEIL.
Yes.
yes.
Is that English?
Bringing it back.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's like, crystalline stalactites and giant centipedes, and it's a creepy cave that's there's some kind of venomous creature that lives there.
Awesome.
And that poison is part of the recipe for the hallucinogen.
Yes.
Perfect. There it is. So coming into like being in this deeply fraught space that is like a sensory overload, in addition to the part where your body is its own like sensory overload experience. That is the painful part.
All right, super cool. Let me ask some more questions of more people. Let's see here. Oh, this is an interesting one. Nadja, how does the shifting warp your consciousness?
For this wolf, I think so. I started out very young and brash, and I think I'm afraid of the mystical, and I was raised and groomed for this job, but I came to the cave with like a kernel of fear in my heart, and going through this transformation scours away that sort of fear, and I'm like, no, I'm a fucking wolf, and like, giant centipedes are just things to eat, and I come out of it having left behind a lot of the childhood pressure that was put on me, and emerging just being like a singular, or rather an entity with a singular purpose.
It's pretty rad.
Metal wolf.
All right. So Ken, I'm gonna ask you, City Wolf, who is mixed city pants. What is the most familiar thing about the shifting?
I think when we shift, like we start to, humans, I think are, even though we're in this group, right, and we're part of a community, we don't have that instinctual community feel. Humans are, like creatures, they're also pretty separate. Um, so I think as we, when we shift, we get like a more instinctual sense of community, and okay.
You're
Uh,
good.
all right.
Keep going.
Yeah, so we get that kind of instinctual sense of community, and we get like a feeling of the pack, and it's something that's like lives in our consciousness and is towards the back of us, and we really feel it, where you can feel the other ones. Yeah,
Mm.
yes.
All right, cool. And last but not least, I've been saving this one for Kira. What dread seeps into your very soul during the shifting?
That's a gift. Oh my goodness.
I can feel something else inside of me that wasn't there before. I don't know what it is,
That's amazing.
And it scares me.
Cool. So, since I've been given a checkbox and it was a gift to me. I'm curious. Well, I was gonna ask if your previous alignment leader happened to be here and what happens to them when you folks shift. But since not just like I want to attack people, I was like, well, let's get that right off the bat. But I think actually I will ask a different question, which is when we first all change, the first thing that we're going to do is each of us is going to describe our wolf, because you become now someone else, and this is akin to asking you to describe your character, but we do so in a very specific fashion. We describe 3 notes about each wolf, and those are, hang on, I have it in my notes somewhere. 1 second. I believe it's your coat, your voice, and one more thing, which I'm trying to find here. Scent. There we go. Yes. So we're each going to take a moment, and we're just gonna describe our wolves' coat, voice, and scent, and then I will ask at the end that everybody look back and name that wolf. So, like, if you have a white coat, you might be called Winter, and I'm using that as an example because I'm Winter, so you shouldn't do that. So like it's my cheat. But yes, that's the tradition here on this channel and these types of games that we've played. It's not technically a rule, but it helps all of us kind of have a cool name for our wolf person. So since I've been picking on you a lot, Nadja, we're gonna go in reverse order. So I'm gonna ask Kira. Kira, would you kindly describe your coat, your scent, and your voice?
Yes, my coat is like dark as the night sky with tiny little dots of speckles of like white and gray everywhere. So I'm like this weird speckled, it's weird. I look weird.
You look like a star, like Starry Night.
Yeah, I look like a Starry Night. I don't look, it's not many wolves look like that. And I have like one big like white dot on my forehead, like a giant white one. What are the other ones? My voice and my scent?
Your voice and your scent, yes.
My voice is it sounds kind of like a melancholy minor key. And my scent is musky, like patchouli.
All right, so may I ask everyone else to name Kira's wolf?
I really like patchouli. That's like a great word and like a great note.
Yeah, you'd said yes. Strong there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, so Kira, your wolf has been dubbed Patchouli.
I will be patchouli.
All right,
What are your wolf pronouns? Because Patchouli's, I don't know.
My wolf pronouns are they, them.
Perfect.
Yes. Thank you for asking.
Ken, you're up next. I'm
Yeah.
just going in reverse order here.
Brad. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think for coat, I going with like a soft silver streaked with black. I think that makes a lot of sense. For voice, I kind of want to have um, a deep, resonant voice in wolf form. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then for scent, I smell like uh, hmm, smell like the rain hitting asphalt. What's that? There's a word for that.
Petrichor.
Petrichor. Thank you. Um, yeah, but it's faint. It's not real strong. But there's a yeah. I've got that smell. Petrichor.
Okay.
What's my name, folks?
Is it as delightfully straightforward as like rain?
I love that.
Yeah, that's rad. Yeah, I played a character named Rain in a LARP, and that's fantastic.
Weird.
Easy for me. Yeah, they were rad.
Awesome.
And I think I'll use she her pronouns for Rain.
Sounds rad. Andy, you're next up. Coat, voice, and scent.
All right. So I know for certain that my wolf is the scent of like fir and pine and alpine trees, which have gone bare because they're scoured by the cold of the wind. So it's really distant and indistinct, but no less present. And I know that my wolf voice is sort of similarly stretched thin by the wind and is not loud but carries for miles and miles and miles and is as big as the night sky. And their coat is the color of like it's the brown and gray of bark scoured by like snow and sleet with white splashes amid it. Yeah.
It's pretty rad. So, do you folks want to name this wolf?
Yeah, I don't have a name, but for concept, like I really feel like this ethereal nature
Mm.
and like passing. I don't have a name.
I feel like something that sounds like the wind or something to do with the pine. Something.
I know so many wind words and I can't think of anything but squall, and you cannot be squall.
No, thank you.
I'm sorry, I'm rolling that out now.
No, yeah, no squall, no emo, Final Fantasy.
No, I'm sorry.
I was thinking. The first winds that I ever met that were named were Greek winds. So something like Zephyr or like Notus or Borealis. Like those are like the classic Greek myth winds. They've got a little bit of a masculine feel to them, but we can change it up.
Totally different direction. Borealis.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Somebody in chat said whisper, and that's
Whispers.
Also good.
That's really good.
Whispers might be the thing.
Thank you, chat. Let's go with whisper if everyone's cool.
Crafty Caillou, well done.
Love it.
All right, super cool. And last but not least, Bloody Wolf Naja. Describe your voice and scent.
I am large and kind of like a smoky dark gray, but I have bright yellow eyes. My voice is rumbling and growling, and there's a sense of impending when I speak. Impending, I don't know, but and no one ever really does, but like when I speak, it's like shit's about to happen. And my scent is iron and someone else's fear.
Avalanche.
Jesus Christ.
I like this word.
I feel like something that sounds like Raja or something. I don't know. Something starts with an R, or maybe Ja rhymes with your real name though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reckoning.
Fuck. Our reckoning. A reckoning for the other tribe.
I mean, reckoning is just a massive R word. Like it's got a weight to it. Do you have a preference, Nacha?
You could step back to wreck.
Wreck.
Okay, that just sold me on reckoning. AKA wreck. AKA you done fucked up.
Yeah.
AKA fucking on.
Watch out.
All right.
And when we say wreck, it's like R-E-K, not W-R-E-C-K. It's like,
of course,
about to get wrecked.
Oh, no.
All right, cool. So so the world is new. The senses are overwhelming. The change brought pain, but all of you are kind of ready and feeling sort of the world about you. And this is actually traditionally where we take our break. But I want to ask one question, which is, by definition, in this game, whenever the group needs to roll, the person with the highest feral tends to lead the roll. Like they make the roll for the pack. So I will ask this question of Andy because I believe you are Wild's Wolf, which among other things means that the only stat in this game is a stat called feral. So you're the person that's going to start with the highest feral because that is the power ascribed to you by your I Live in the Wilds Wolf. And I'm going to ask you, where is the first place that your pack will hunt during the alignment? What is the first move that you're going to make during these 20-year, so like deca annual Hunger Games? Yeah.
The first thing that we have to do is trek as secretly and quickly, like kind of across the veil, to make like an offering and like to honor like the veil itself at the site that has been held secret over the years.
That's awesome because from what I understand, the veil will gift you with something, which means that there will probably be another group looking to do the same. And maybe on that note, we're just going to vanish for a bit and we'll be back, folks.